President Trump's special envoy Keith Kellogg is in Kiev working toward ending the war with plans for a peace summit involving Trump, Putin and Zelensky. Though Russia shows reluctance, Ukraine is also seeking to secure at least $1 billion per month from United States as arms aid, with Norway offering a strong support for air defense systems. Let me begin from Scott A.Leckman from Salt Lake City, Utah. Gentlemen, welcome to SATV's show. My first question would be to you. What progress has been made in the latest diplomatic efforts to end the Russian-Ukraine war, and how realistic is a Trump-Putin-Zelensky summit, sir?
Well, I'm afraid that not much ground has been made. Trump met with Putin in Anchorage, Alaska, and before the meeting, he wanted a ceasefire, and if he didn't get one, there would be severe consequences. And following that meeting, neither happened. He then met with Zelensky and European leaders, and they wanted to make sure that any deals would include the president of Ukraine, and that they needed to have security guarantees because the Europeans don't trust Putin. And then on Sunday, in the U.S. media, the foreign minister of Russia, Lavrov, said there's no planned meeting and that they would not agree to have NATO troops in Ukraine. So I'm afraid that we're back to square one.
Professor, you are hearing the articulated response from two of the very high voltage panelists of our country, Professor Shahiduzzaman and General Shafat Ahmed. Do you agree, or what is your opinion on this, or do you have any counter opinion, Professor Scott Leckman?
Well, Putin seems to be in the driver's seat. He seems unhurried to reach an agreement, even though he's lost huge number of casualties. That does not seem to bother him. So he does not seem to be in a hurry. He does want to string Trump along so that Trump thinks he's serious. Zelensky, on the other hand, seems eager to end this war, which puts him at a disadvantage. Now, the Europeans, this is a big threat to them, because how this war ends is going to mean a lot to the Europeans. So, again, Zelensky wants to make sure that Trump thinks that he wants to come to the table, wants an agreement. But I think that is the dynamic at the moment.
Professor Scott Leckman, the Professor Shahiduzzaman has used one word, beg. Putin clearly says to the media, even to the president of Donald Trump, that his condition has to met. He has given 4 conditions. Land has to be occupied, has been occupied by Russia, has to be acknowledged. Sanctions has to be withdrawn. Ukraine cannot see the ambition to go for the NATO, and some other conditions he has given. He says condition has to met. Do you think, Professor Leckman, that Donald Trump's negotiation is weakening NATO and Ukraine itself and putting Ukraine into a losing position? Professor Leckman.
Well, I think the NATO countries have a vital interest in what's going on in Ukraine. I mean, it's happening on their back door. And, the way this conflict ends has repercussions throughout Europe. So they have vested interest in this outcome, and they don't want to have to go through this every couple of years. So they need the security guarantees. And this is going to be a sticking point with any negotiations. So, the NATO countries are stepping up. They're increasing the amount of defense spending in these countries. And, last thing I heard is Trump wants to sell the arms to the Europeans and then they will give it to the Ukrainians. Norway just announced that they'll help Germany in supplying two Patriot missile defense systems to Ukraine. So I think Europe is united and they want a realistic outcome here.
From United States, from Utah and from Washington, both of them have the time limitations because in Eastern Standard Time at Washington it is 4 a.m. in the morning and Utah it is 2 a.m. in the morning. I really appreciate, gentlemen. I just want to get the reaction from Professor Scott A.Leckman. He is a very famous American activist. He is a professor and he is the committee chairman of ULSGC. Sir, what a turning point of Vladimir Putin. Do you think ball is in Putin's court right now in this perspective?
Yes, I do think so. Now, how will Trump respond? The Senate has additional sanctions already geared up and ready to pass. They're just waiting for Trump's okay. So that may be on the horizon. Time will tell.
What took place in Alaska, Scott A.Leckman, in that place also Putin dominated, Putin dominance, Putin influence on Donald Trump is very much clear to the global people around the globe.
Yes, Trump has quite an affinity to Putin and to Russia. And so I think Putin is playing him like a fiddle. He's can charm his way to whatever ends. We'll see. But certainly Trump admires Putin. He wishes he could be more like Putin. But I'm not surprised. And again, this is a longer term deal than any of us would like it to be.